Diedrich, art teacher and tech coach at Ashland High School. Distance learning has given us the opportunity to experiment with various modes of instruction. We've created some amazing tools to help our students in an effort to provide them a supportive learning environment away from school. We've used various platforms to do this. Several of us, including myself, use Google Classroom. It provides a home base for communication, a place to create and submit assignments, and present lessons with web-based resources. Google Classroom has some limitations. For instance, students have the main access level. Parents only have guardian view. The stream operates like a blog. The newest posts take precedence and the older ones get pushed back. And there's no table of contents to find older posts. It's mainly text-based. It's not super geared towards visual learners. This is where Google Sites can come in handy. Google Sites' main purpose is to create a landing page for public or just class view, depending on your permissions. You can visually organize materials and resources. Your website can be merely informative, you can have embedded resources, or it can be totally interactive. Most of all, it's based on your needs or the needs of your class. Make it useful for yourself. If you've never created a website before, the idea of this might be daunting. Approach it like a lesson plan. Think of what you want to do with this website first. Before building any website or approaching any piece of educational technology, you want to approach it with having a purpose in mind. Just like in lesson planning, we want to work backwards. We want to make sure we know what the point of our website is first, and we want to make sure it has good ease of use, a good flow, so that students can navigate easily. You want to avoid bloat, unnecessary graphics, mystery meat navigation, that sort of thing. Your classroom is built so that kids can easily navigate it and take ownership of it. Make your website the same. To begin, open your Chrome browser and go to Google's homepage. The app picker in the corner will guide you to your Google Apps. We want to select Google Drive. The New button helps us create things like docs and sheets, but if you go further down in New, it'll take you to way more options. Click More and go down to Google Sites. When clicked, a new tab will open and a brand new site appears. Before you do anything, you should title your site. This will give an overall name for the site. After you do that, give your homepage a title. This header is adjustable. You can add different themes, and you can also change the picture behind it. Now that we've got our homepage, we can create some new pages too. Over on the right-hand bar, you'll see Insert, Pages, and Themes. We want to go to Pages, and right there we see our homepage. If you go down to the bottom, the little plus sign, you can create a new page here. And we're going to call this page Video Resources. Now that I've done that, you can see my Video Resources page, and my home page still exists too. I can also add subpages to this. Think of this like a folder structure. So if I want to diversify my video resources a bit, I can create a subpage inside that page that's called My Videos. And when I hit done, then you see that my videos page is created. The video resources page still exists. This is just a subpage. I can add another subpage. We could do other videos for videos that don't belong to me personally. And now that exists as a subpage as well. Notice all the pages are still there. And at this point I could add another subpage if I wanted to, but I'll just create a new page. And maybe this is my assignments page. So now you can see I have my home page, video resources, the subpages for video resources, and assignments. And you can make whatever pages you feel are necessary. Notice that they also populate up at the top in a navigation bar. There's different options for this, which we'll see later. On each page you create, your content is going to go in the space below the header. You can do this by going up to the Insert tab in your toolbar. And we'll start with adding text. There's lots of options here. You can add images, embed objects, pull things from Drive, but we want to create a text box. So we'll click text box, and now we have a text box to edit. I'll just add some simple text in here about assignments. And once I do that, it's very much like editing any other document. You can change the style, you can change the heading structure, whether it's a title or a subheading. You can go from bold to italic. You can also duplicate these boxes as well. And this is the neat thing about Google Sites, is that everything is created in its own segment. You can also give those segments emphasis, different colors and callouts, and these vary based on the theme you choose. Next time I add a text box, it adds another segment below. So I'll put some text in here. We'll call this assignment 1. And the great thing is now I can actually drag these and drop them and put them where I want. Hyperlinking is a way to take normal text and make it dynamic so that it can lead to another document or go to another place. So right now we're creating some text here, and we're going to call this Ashland City Schools homepage. And right now it doesn't do anything, but when I highlight this text and I click the hyperlink button right over there, it says insert link. Right here I could either select an area to go to, or I could type in a URL. So I'm going to type in www.ashlandcityschools.org, hit apply, and right now it does it. Notice it underlines it. When we go to the preview to see how it works, when I come down here now, I can click on it, and it takes me to the site. Well, you can also use hyperlinks to go to other places in your document. For example, I could add some text that says back to the home page. And I'll highlight that, and I'll go to insert link. And now I can actually pick from the drop-down menu, select the home page. When I hit apply, I can go up to my preview to make sure this works, so I check my preview. And I click back to the home page, and sure enough, it takes me back to the home page. So segments don't have to stay filled with text. You can scoot things over to make room for other things. You notice here that when I scoot this over, the text compresses. You also see some guiding marks there that can tell me where that box is going to snap to. And I want to add a picture right here. So I'm going to come over and I'm going to select images. I could either upload one from my computer, or I can select one that I already have uploaded. And when I upload them, or when I have uploaded them, I can import them from many different places. I have some photos in Photos, I have some in Drive, so I'm going to take one from Photos, and I'm selecting it, and I hit Insert. And when I insert it, it drops it in its own segment, and I can still move that segment around. If I want the picture up high, I can put that above the text. I can move it back down. But the other thing I can do is I can drag that and put it into the segment with the text, and it eliminates the other segment and lets me keep just the one. I can resize by dragging the corner guide marks there, and I can resize my text if I want to make it fit better. This can give me more room in that section. I can also hyperlink an image. It can double as a button or a link to another place. Here I can make it a link to my other videos page. And I'm going to hit apply, and then when I take a look in preview, you'll see how this works. Now I don't just have an image, but the image doubles as a button. Embedding media is a way to make your site more interactive. Instead of just having a hyperlink, you can actually embed the video or a document in the site itself. What I'm doing here is I'm going to insert, and I want to insert a YouTube video in my site. So I need a link first. I go up to YouTube, And from here I locate a video that I want to put in my site. If you right click on the screen, you can copy the video URL, or you could even stop it at its current time if you want the kids to watch just a specific point. At any rate, you come back and paste that link into the slot. You have to select the document. You want to make sure that this box lights up blue, and then select. Now we see that there's a video screen in my videos page. If I go to preview, we can see this work in real time. So when I push the play button, it lights up, and then my video begins to play right in my website. This keeps everything in-house so we don't have to go back and forth between tabs. This also works with documents. If I want to give my kids a survey and not have them leave the site, I can embed a Google form. So I selected a Google form, and when it embeds, it shows it here in the site. I could try and resize it, but usually they're constrained to size, so I'm going to put it back where it goes. But I can move it around if I want to change its position. I can grab the whole thing and move it over. And I'll take a preview of that to see what it looks like. And on the web, you can see that the site is completely interactive. The videos that I embedded in my form work, and I can actually answer the questions here. I can click the radio buttons work, and they are recording my answers as I put them in. When I'm done, I hit submit, and we see that it recorded my response, all in-house, all in my website. You can embed docs and PDFs. Let's say I want to add something to my assignments page, and I don't want it to be just hyperlinked. I want to actually have an interactive document in my piece. I could have a document just for reading, or I could have, depending on my permissions, could have a document that the kids could share. So I go to Insert Docs, and now it's going to pull from my Google Drive. I select the document I want to embed and click Insert. Here's a little preview of it. When we go to our preview screen, we can see this document working. And it actually gives us its own scroll bar. You can scroll through the entire document right in this web page. Depending on your permissions, you could make this an editable document, or it could be just for viewing. The little button in the corner is a bump out button so that the kids can open it in a new tab if they need to. When you think you've finished working on your site and you're ready to publish it to the web, you may want to preview it first. The preview button we've been going to will offer you that desktop preview, where you can see what it looks like on a desktop. But down here at the bottom, you'll notice that there's also options for iPhone, for tablet, and for a large screen, which we've been working on. So we go to the phone, and this gives us an idea of what it'll look like on a vertical facing phone. Notice that the menu options are a little different. They mobile optimized it for us. Here's what it may look like on the tablet. Now obviously all tablet screens are different sizes, and it may look a little different, but at least gives you an idea. You notice everything's functional in here too. You can go back to the desktop version. When you're done, close the preview, and then go up to Publish. And when you click Publish, you'll notice it gives you the ending of your URL. So there's the full URL right there. From here, we can still manage our permissions. We'll talk a little more about that in a minute, but you could do it right here. Here's right now we're set to only people with Ashland City School login can see it, which means they'd have to log in first. And we hit publish. So now our site is published. We can go up top here and set permissions. And this can be done before or after the fact. If I want to change it, I could change it. If it's a parent site, the parents need access, you're going to want to make sure you publish to the web without any extra permissions. The Ashland City Schools one, make sure that they need a login. And if we go back to Google Drive, you'll notice here is where my site lives. It's been here all along. I can even set my sharing permissions through Drive. Same way I did before, the menu looks exactly the same. I can set it to either be for anyone on the web or for Ashland City Schools. And if I need to know my URL to put out to our parents and students, I go to View Published Site, and there's the actual URL of my site living on the internet. So there you have the very basics of creating a Google site. Obviously, there's much more you can do. You can dress it up by adding themes. You can add your images and headers, make custom headers, make splash opening screens, and there's plenty of tutorials out there aside from this one that you could try. There are also some great help files available with this too through Google. If you do have any questions further, you can contact me or see your own building's tech coach, and they will be able to help you with that as well. Before you set out to do your final good copy, make a site, play around with it, see how it works, do a little experimenting, a rough draft so to speak, and then when you're ready, create a new site. You could either edit that one or you could create a new site entirely. Thanks for watching this video on how to create Google Sites. We'll see you soon. Happy web design.